Hello band directors and orchestra directors. This is an activity that I've used many times when I'm out and there's a substitute teacher. It could also be used for any time you don't have the instruments playing in class. For instance, the last week of school after you've done inventory, or when there's state testing happening down the room. I have each of the students get a copy of the Google document on their Chromebook. It would also work on iPads clearly or other computers. And you just change the ending of that document to /copy. It forces the copy. When you get to know your instrument, students find the answers for each slide. They can make the slides their own by adding a color scheme and pictures. Slide 1, they just add their name. Slide 2, the instrument they play and adding it in several languages. If you want to change your original before you send it out, you could have them finding it in whatever language you prefer, or give them options to find their own languages. Finding people that play it that are still alive. If you don't want to deal with man versus woman, if you've got a lot of trans students that could offend, you could always edit that part out and just say 2 famous living people. And then we have the opposite of that, 2 famous people that are deceased. That doesn't mean that they need to be from the 1600s, although they could be, but we're looking for people that have in the past, that are no longer with us, been famous for playing their instrument. I love having my students track down a society or club. Tuba Universal Brotherhood Association, of course that's been renamed since then, but the TUBA was one that was popular when I was a young euphoniumist. So there's lots of societies out there, and just letting students find out that there are other people sharing their passion. I love the bling bling option. If I'm doing this with substitute teachers and I'm not there, they do always end up finding things that are not nearly as expensive as they could be. I did add recently the idea that they should look for things made out of gold, because a solid gold flute will be worth so much more than one made out of regular metal. They also tend to forget about different sizes. We all know that when you get to those odd sizes that they're worth more money, and the bigger it is, the more expensive it is. Look up something that is subcontrabass. When there's only 4 of them in the world, you're looking at real expensive. And then they get to find the cheapest one. I do encourage them to go used. That lets them see what's available if they want to buy new stuff. And they might find out that, hey, I can get a used trombone or a used clarinet for a really affordable price. And they might also find the cheap toy versions of instruments or other instrument-shaped objects. I do love to have them try to track down what are some of the most famous pieces for their instrument. It might sound like a silly thing, but it kind of lets them connect with their instrument on a solo level versus the playing in the ensemble. When we think about having 2 videos that feature your instrument, that doesn't have to mean that they're being played. They could be visually presented like a beautiful work of art. And then having students track down a couple of clean jokes about their instrument. Final thing I have them do in this activity is explain why they chose their instrument to begin with, giving them time to think about and write about what they like about their instrument. So I hope that everyone out there will consider using this. The link to the original is in the description, and please feel free to copy it, modify it, and use it. Have a great day.